Hey friends, how you doing? Alright, this is Andy coming to you again from here at my Daily Funk Club headquarters, and today's an exciting day. I'm going to do a demo with my new instrument that I just received from Moonshine Custom Guitars. This was custom crafted for me by Rick Wilson down in Nashville, Tennessee. I met Rick about a year and a half ago, and we formed a quick friendship. And since that time, we've been working together and collaborating on different things. I've been showing his Dan Electro replica, the red one, in several videos. And we decided that we would build a beautiful instrument together. And I'm holding the result right now. We call this the Rat Rod Jazz Bass. And it is kind of a variation on an instrument that he had built that's very similar. And then I saw that instrument that he built, and I called him, and I basically said, I have to have that. I have to have that. And you know, he was flattered, and you know, that I liked his work, and he decided to become a sponsor here at the Daily Funk Club. And I decided to just do everything I can to help him because his work is so fantastic. And in this realm, in this relic realm, you know, I've not found a better one. I've not played a better one, and I've played a lot of them. You know, I've been knowing about the relic scene or whatever for a long time now. You know, Nash has been doing it for ages, and I've always wanted one. I've always wanted a really, really good one. And now I have what I think is the best one in the world, you know, in my lap right now. I couldn't be happier. So it's a two-tone, you know, it's a solid color over sunburst with obviously the solid color on top is worn through, and now you can see the sunburst. That's just a common thing that actually, you know, happens a lot. In fact, back in the day, you know, Fender would spray over the top of pre-existing sunbursts that they had made. That they botched, or if it was a custom color order that somebody wanted, they would spray over them. That wasn't uncommon. And then the other thing is that, you know, in the 60s, early 60s, they made a lot of sunburst basses, and there was just a lot of, you know, bass players, guys and gals that were like, I don't want a sunburst bass, I want something that looks different. So they would take them to the local car auto paint shop, you know, and get them bombed with, you know, candy apple red or whatever. And eventually, over the years, now a lot of years has passed since then, the solid color on top wears off and you see the sunburst underneath. So that's the concept. A few things different from Rick's original version was that I wanted the reverse headstock, which gives it that kind of hot rod look. Improves the tension a little bit. That's marginal, and you know, some people would disagree. Some people would swear by it. I think it's it really helps a little bit. But for sure, I love the way it looks. I'm not gonna lie, and you know, that matters to me. The way things look matter to me. It makes me feel good when I'm playing the instrument. And you know, when I'm playing a reverse headstock P or J, you know, I don't know. I just feel kind of like a badass. It's got the rosewood fingerboard and a really, really nicely aged neck. That's the lacquer's been sanded off and darkened to a blackened place. Feels just like a Fender bass. Reverse hip shot tuners, hip shot bridge. This great, you know, tortoiseshell pickguard that's somehow he aged. I don't know how they do it. I don't know exactly the specifics of how he does his aging. Pickups and electronics are really, really cool. They were provided for me by my friends at Bartolini, and they're the Bartolini jazz bass pickups. But the preamp is really special because it's an old Marcus Miller preamp that they had there. And Dan at Bartolini, when I was telling him about this project, we started this project over a year ago. He said, "Let me dig around and see what we have for you. Maybe I can find you something cool." And he called me back and he goes, "I have a Marcus Miller preamp that was sitting on a shelf that is in a bag, and it just says Marcus Miller used on the bag." And I was like, "I'll take that." So I don't know the exact whereabouts, where it's been or what it's done or anything like that, but I know that it's a really old, genuine Marcus Miller, the Bartolini Marcus Miller 2-band preamp from way back in the days. All right, so hip shot bridge. It's got the great, buckle rash, battery compartment here. Lots of cool, sort of typical kind of realistic looking wear. The bottom will of course get gouged up and banged up, and this area will as well. This area has this really nice textured kind of scenario where it looks like someone might have been rocking it with a pick a lot. See what I'm saying? It has a nice little thumb wear here, and also here where it looks like maybe someone was probably putting their fingers in here and playing with their thumb. So it's just, it just takes me there. It takes me back to that old place. All right, so let's hear what it sounds like. That's going to be really important. Oh, before we go through the sounds, I want to talk about the importance of how the neck is dressed out, because the frets have been lowered. They've been rounded. The fretboard edges have been rounded, not overly rounded, but rounded in a way that feels like a naturally worn-in instrument. And the frets have been crowned and lowered and polished to where it's really greasy. That's a really important factor of what makes what's kind of the it factor of an old bass. I think that when we go to a store, wherever, and there's a whole bunch of variety of different age basses, when we pick up an old Fender bass, the thing that we're like, God, it feels so good. It feels like a pair of old worn, favorite pair of old slippers or something like that. It's because the lacquer's off the back of the neck and it feels smooth, and the fret edges have been naturally worn over a little bit, rounded over a little bit from use, and the frets have been crowned several times and been lowered down, so they're not really high off the fingerboard, so you can feel the wood of the fingerboard underneath your fingers. So that's the broken in feel. That's the old slipper feel. And he really, really nailed it on this instrument. And that's a crucial, crucial part of what makes it convincingly feel like an old bass. All right, so let's hear what it sounds like right now. So it has a 2-band preamp, and it has a center indent, and everything's flat on the EQ, and both pickups are all the way up. Play like that for a second. I'm going to play the same thing in all the settings or something similar so you get an idea. That was both pickups. Now just the front pickup. You're so much more in focus when you use one pickup as opposed to both at the same time. And now just the back pickup. Oh, and incidentally, dead quiet. This is the back pickup. Now both pickups. hits the scoop. That's just natural. That's the way it works. Now, the other great thing that, you know, and this is an understanding that everyone should have about any jazz bass, you have 2 volume controls, and the beauty of 2 volume controls is what I'm going to demonstrate for you right now. Okay, so we take, both are all the way up, right? All I'm going to do is take the front pickup and roll it back a tiny bit. Hear that change? Listen. Hear it change? As soon as you hear that change, that's getting rid of that scooped out cancellation thing that happens on a jazz bass. So all you got to do is take it from being full blast on the front pickup to being like 95% on the front pickup. You can hear it. You hear it change. And then, you know, the same thing goes for taking the back pickup. 100% right now. Listen. Hear it change? Alright? Hear it change? So that's how you bring a jazz bass into focus. You never run them both on full blast. You slightly roll one or the other back a little bit. Now, if you're slapping, maybe. You know, maybe you can run them full blast, but that lack of mid-range still drives me a little bananas. See? Even when I'm slapping. So it's got an amazing killer slap sound. Now I'm going to do some EQ stuff. I'm just on the back pickup alone. I've got the treble control completely at 0, and I've got the bass boosted a little bit. Let's try bringing the treble or the bass back down a little bit, still on the back pickup. Oh, it's got the Jocko thing all day long, no problem. Then we'll go just a front pickup, treble all the way cut, bass boosted. See, I'm not much of a treble booster. I'm never going to treble. I will never boost treble on any bass. It's not my scene. If anything, I cut it. bass is just absolutely incredible. I encourage you to check out Moonshine Custom Guitars, Rick Wilson, Nashville, Tennessee. Have him build you one of these basses. It took a lot longer for this one because we encountered some, you know, personal stuff that we both went through, and we were working things out, and you know, Rick had some health issues that we worked through, and you know, that's why it took over a year to build the bass. But he's saying that he can guarantee these delivered in about 4 months, you know, and you should get one. I just think you should get one. You should just order one. Just do it, you know. Just bite the bullet, give him the deposit, and order one, because you're going to absolutely love it. And it costs about 40% less than what everybody else is doing. And I think it's 40% better than what everybody else is doing. Facts are facts. And, you know, I shit you not here. I'm not here to blow sunshine up Rick's butt and to say that something is better than it actually is. Facts are facts. I'm gonna maybe bring this to the NAMM show and let everybody play it, so that you know, maybe I can get it in a few of my player friends' hands. You know, Cody's coming over. Cody's moving to Colorado. He's coming over. Me and him are both, you know, bass nutcases. So he's gonna bring over his new '69 vintage jazz, and I'm gonna let him check this out. But my point is, order one, get one. I don't want to quote the prices, because that's for Rick, but I'm telling you, it is very affordable, and it's a lot less than what other people are doing, and he puts just a lot more care into it, or at least from my perspective, from what I've seen. You know, I haven't seen it all. I've only seen what I've seen. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm telling you is this bass is killer, and you should get one. That's what I'm telling you. All right, friends. Don't forget to not have both pickups on all the time.